Good morning students. Welcome to online classes. This is Sridevi. In our first session, we will discuss about quick introduction of distributed systems and what are the advantages. Now, in this video, I will explain about what is distributed system models and the issues in designing distributed operating system. Now, let us explain about distributed computing system models. System model. In these distributed system models are divided into 5 different types of models. There are first model is the mini computer model, second model is the workstation model, third model is the workstation server model, and fourth model is the processor pool model, and fifth model is the hybrid model. Now we will discuss the each and every models one by one. Now let us see. First model is the mini computer model. In this model, mini computer model, these are the 4 mini computers and are connected to A by using single communication network, that is ARPANET, so that they can share information bit among them. These are the different terminals. Workstations are connected to each mini computer. These total 17 terminals workstations are connected each and every mini computers. So every mini computers are connected to a 3 different terminals workstations. Okay, it consists of a few mini computers are interconnected by a single communication network, that is the ARPANET, and each mini computer usually has a multiple users logged onto it simultaneously. For these, several interactive terminals are connected to each mini computer. Each user is logged onto a one computer with remote access to other mini computers. Now, extension of centralized time sharing system. Users must log on his or her home mini computers. Thereafter, she or he can log on a remote machine by Telenet. ARPANET is the best example of in this model, and mini computer model can be used to resource sharing like information database. And second model is the workstation model. In this model, different workstations are interconnected each other by using communication network, so that each workstation can share the hardware and software resources among these networks. A workstation is a high-end microcomputer designed for technical or scientific applications. Large number of workstations can lie idle, resulting in a waste of CPU time. Each workstation is equipped with its own disk and is intended primarily to be used by one person at a time, that is a single user computer, but they are commonly connected to a local area network, that is LAN, and ran multiple user operating systems. And using a high-speed LAN allows ideal workstations to process jobs of users who are logged onto other workstations which have less computing powers. Now, each workstation is a single user, that is personal computers. Its process migration. User first log on his or her personal workstations. If there are ideal remote workstations, a heavy job may migrate to one of them. Next model is the workstation server model. In this model, different workstations and some servers are interconnected by using communication network. So, the workstation are executing different types of file servers, database servers, and print servers. It is a network of personal workstations, each with its own disk and local file system. Workstation with its own local disk is usually called a diskful workstation, and a workstation without a local disk is called a diskless workstations. When diskless workstations are used, file system to be used must be implemented by a disk-full workstation or by a mini computer equipped with a disk for file storage. Other mini computers are used for providing other services like database servers, print servers, etc. And next model is the processor pool model. In this model, terminals are connected to a communication network and run server and file server also connected to a communication network. These are the pool of processors. Clients, they log in any one of the terminals, diskless workstations or X terminals. All services are dispatched to servers. And servers, necessary number of processors are allocated to each user from the pool. Not suitable for high-speed interactive apps, and run server allocates desired server to the clients. In this model, better utilization for processing model. When a user needs a very large amount of computing power for a short time, instead of allocating a processor to each user, processors are pooled together to be shared by the user as needed. In this model contains a large number of microcomputers and mini computers, and each processor in the pool has its own memory to load and run a system program or an application program of the distributed computing system. Its greater flexibility, the system services can be expanded without need to install any more computers. And distributed computing system and this model are the best example of Amoeba and Cambridge. And final model is the hybrid model. In this model, workstation server model is the most widely used model for building distributed apps. It performs simple interactive tasks such as editing jobs, sending emails, and executing small programs. And it is built on the workstation server model with a pool of processors. Processors in the pool can be allocated dynamically for large computations that can be handled by workstations and require several computers running concurrently for efficient execution. This model is more expensive to implement than the hybrid or the processor pool model. Hybrid model means sum of the combination of above models. Processor pool model is suitable for jobs that has group of users and who need massive. Let me explain about next topic. Explain design issues in distributed operating system. Now let us see the issues in designing a distributed system includes different type of designing issues. That is transparency. Main goal of distributed system is to make the existence of multiple computers invisible. Invisible means transparent, and provide single system image to user. A transparency is some aspect of the distributed system that is hidden from the user. It means programmer or system developer and applications. A transparency is provided by including some set of mechanisms in the distributed system at a layer below the interface such that a communication system appears to its user as a virtual uniprocessor. In this transparency, while user hit search in google.com. They never notice that their query goes that through a complex process before Google shows them a result. That means transparency issue is nothing but if a user performs any task or searching in browser. Each task undergoes a complex process. That user can't see that process. It's completely hidden. That is the transparency issue. Another designing issue is access transparency. In this access transparency, it hides differences in data representation and how our source is accessed by a user. Example, a distributed system may have a computer system that runs different operating systems, each having their own file naming conventions. Differences in naming conventions as well as how files are manipulated should be hidden from the users and applications. Access transparency means it's simply to say different OS. Here OS means operating system. Each operating system has different file formats and different file accessing process. The process of accessing the files or manipulating the files is hidden from the users. This is access transparency. And another design issue is location transparency. Every file and every record that we are entered in a computer is stored at a specific location in a hard disk. That exact location is totally hidden. For example, by accessing logical names to resources like yahoo.com, one cannot get an idea of the location of the web pages to main server. This is the location transparency. Another one is migration transparency. In this migration transparency, distributed system in which resources can be moved without affecting how the resource can be accessed or said to provide migration transparency. It hides that the resource may move from one location to another location. Another one is the reallocation transparency. This transparency deals with fact that resources can be reallocated while it is being accessed without the user who is using the application to know anything. For example, using a Wi-Fi system on laptops while moving from one place to another place without getting disconnected. Okay. Another one is the replication transparency. Replication means multiple copies of our source could exist simultaneously in a same storage location. To hide replication, it is essential that a replica share the same name. Consequently, a system that supports replication should also support location transparency. This is the replication transparency. Another one is the concurrency transparency. It hides the fact that the resource may be shared by several competitive users. For example, two independent users may each have stored their file on the same server and may be accessing the same table in a shared database. In such cases, it is important that each user should not notice that the users are making use of the same resource. And another one is the failure transparency. It hides failure and recovery of the resources. For example, a user cannot distinguish between a very slow or dead resources. Some error message come when a server is down or when the network is overloaded or when the connection from the client side is lost. So here the user is unable to understand and what has to be done. Either the user should wait for the network to clean up or try again later what the server is working again. Another one is the persistence transparency. Here, persistence means the fact of continuing in an opinion or course of action in spite of difficulty or opposition. It hides if the resource is in memory or disk. For example, object-oriented database provides facilities for directly invoking methods on storage objects. First, the database server copies the object states from the disk, that is, main memory, performs the operation and writes the state back to the disk. The user does not know that the server is moving between primary and secondary memory. And another one is the reliability. Reliability in terms of data means the data should be available without any errors. In case of replication, all copies should be consistent. Distributed system where multiple processors are available and the system become reliable. So on fail. Another designing issue is scalability. Scalability means a system is said to be scalable if it can handle the addition of users and resources without suffering a noticeable loss of performance or increase in administrative complexity. In distributed system must be scalable as a number of users increases. Scalability has three dimensions. There are size, geography and administration. Size means number of users and resources to be processed. Problem associated is overloading. Geography, distance between users and resources. Problem associated is communication reliability. And final dimension is administration. As the size of distributed system increases, many of the system needs to be controlled. Problem associated is administrative mess. And another designing issue is flexibility. In this flexibility, the design of distributed operating system should be flexible due to following reasons: easy of modification and easy of enhancement. First one, easy of modification. It should be easy to incorporate changes in the system in a user transparent manner or with minimum interruption caused to the users. And another one is the easy of enhancement. New functionality should be added from time to time to make it more powerful and easy to use. A group of users should be able to add or change the services as per the comfortability of their user. These are the flexibility due to the reasons. And another design issue is performance. In distributed system, a performance should be better than or at least equal to that of running the same application on a single processor system. Some designing principles considered useful for better performances are as follows. First one is the batch if possible. Batching often helps in improving performance. Another one is the cache whenever possible. Caching of data at client side frequently improves overall system performance. And another one is the minimize copying of data. Data copying overhead involves a substantial CPU cost of many operations. And final performance is minimize network traffic. It can be improved by reducing inter-node communication cost. These are the performance of the designing issue. Another designing issue is heterogeneity. This term means the diversity of the distributed systems in terms of hardware, software and platform, etc. Modern distributed system will likely span different. First one is the hardware devices. Computers, tablets, mobile phones, embedded devices, etc. And operating system: MS Windows, Linux, Mac, Unix, etc. And another one is the network: local network, the internet, wireless network, satellite links, etc. And final one is the programming languages: Java, C or C++, Python, PHP, etc. Different roles of software developers, designers, and system managers. These are the modern distributed system will likely span. Another designing issue is the security. In distributed system must be protected against destruction and unauthorized access. And for enforcement of security in a distributed system has the additional requirements as compared to centralized system. Sender of message should know the message is delivered. Receiver of the message should know that the message was sent by genuine sender. Both sender and receiver should be guaranteed that the content of message were not changed while it is transferred. This is the security of the distributed system. In this session, we discuss about the system models and designing issues in distributed operating system. In our next video, I will come up with new unit and new topics. Thank you.